Well, the question is about Paris, obviously. So you live in Paris, and since when have you been here?
I think it's my anniversary 2 weeks ago of living here for 1 year. For 1 year.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
How come you chose Paris in the first place?
Well, it was sort of circumstantial. I was in Europe a lot for 2 years, touring with Gonzalez, and then I was here more than Canada. After a while, I was just not going back to Canada, but I had no home here, so I had to pick a place. And Berlin was, all of my friends had gone there and made lives, and I didn't want to be the fourth one to arrive with the suitcases. I'm the next Canadian, you know.
That's what I was wondering. I was feeling like you had half of your friends in Berlin and another half maybe here, and you had to make a choice. And finally, Gonzalez lives here too, doesn't he?
Yeah, we moved around the same time because we made the record here, and then for him it meant continuing being a producer with Renaud Letton, the other producer of the record, and for me it meant move here because I finally picked a city. But actually, Rich wasn't here when he was on tour all the time, and I had heard that vaguely that he lived here, but I didn't see proof of that until like a few months ago when he was spending more time here.
So you enjoy being in Paris? You want to stay here?
Yeah. I mean, if you've ever been to Canada, you would know that.
That was sort of my next question. Do you miss Canada?
I do. I miss the air and the space, but when you live in Toronto, you don't actually have air or space anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, just choose a place where there's a reason to be, and it's Paris right now, and I love it. It's beautiful, and my mom is coming to visit next week, and she's never been to Europe.
Wow.
She's almost 60, and she's never been to Europe, so she's...
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Okay, so I have a second question, which is like my question. It's very personal. It's just something I've been wondering for a while. It's a big mystery to me how you came. Well, you sort of come from not punk, but I mean you've been singing songs with in very sort of trashy electronic Peaches environment, and your second album is very folk, very bluesy, very intimate. How come you had that sort of a choice?
Well, I guess I'm not really the type of person that digs deep inside of different styles, and so I never really associated myself with any genre in particular. Like I'm a folk musician or I'm a rock musician. I mean, I suppose I felt like a rock musician just because of the lifestyle around that and being on the road all the time with guys, and you become kind of like a guy, and so it's sort of rock and roll sense to it, but I never went deep inside the history or what it is and who made what record and what year and stuff, so I kind of always felt pretty liquid and like smoke, able to blow wherever there was some music I wanted to make, and whenever I was involved in a project, even if it wasn't my own songs, I usually was involved because I loved it enough to feel like
that's
I had the same feeling.
You love music and all of it.
Not all.
Well, I mean, when you
but the stuff
sing,
I was involved in, usually I loved it. Like when I was on tour with Gonzo, I loved it. It was basically, I made it my own for that time. And all the different rock bands, the Broken Social Scene is another group that's still around. Yeah, and it's like a family base and stuff.
Could you still do things with them if they asked you, if you had the chance?
Yeah, I'm still in the band. It's like we played Evru just last month.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was over.
It's like a strange band because it's like a collective, and half the people live in Toronto and the other half live all over the world. And the 5 that live in Toronto are touring all the time, holding down the fort and keeping the name alive, and the rest of us join when they pass through our neck of the woods. And sometimes we tour together. But yeah, it's like a strange thing. It's not like a classic band setup. There's like 14 people in the band, but only 5 do 100% of the shows, and the rest are picked up by the rest.
So on that subject, do you think that your next album, if ever you think about that, do you think that it's going to be in the same sort of color musically, or is it going to be radically different? Is it still Gonzalez who is going to produce most of your...
Well, we're still going to definitely work together. He's like my foil, my musical partner, you know, and we're still writing together, kind of without any project in mind, just anticipation of maybe he could use it, maybe I could use it, maybe we like the Jane Birkin song. the Jane Birkin song was one that we had kind of in our coffer from a writing session together, and then it ended up having a home in the Birkin.
My dreams are match up with my bed. Oh, deep snow. Mush it, watching the fire rise. We grow. Mush it, oh. Get out and make it home from around the house. And I collect the moments on my wife. I guess that's how I feel tonight. How much ankles, how much legs, tucked in the wood and out of sight. I don't feel make everything to my breath. I'm ready all night. The shore, she love, she drink confession love, she drink tea, she love, and the room she love, see our man dressed in green, well silk scarf with golden, see our woman, see our woman, see